So we are coming to the end of another year. I don't know, time seems to travel faster and faster and faster the older I get. But today's video is going to be focusing on what I consider to be the best of 2023 in terms of Self-Care Karen, and I look forward to sharing that with you. Welcome back to Self-Care Karen. It's lovely to have you here. We're at the end of the year and I thought, as customary on my channel, I would do a bit of a recap video of, sometimes I'll do like my favourite self-care things. I just want today focus on the best of this year, with kind of looking through the last year, the last 12 months, through the lens of Self-Care Karen. And if you're new to Self-Care Karen is all about empowering busy women to feel their best and give their best. I offer up videos twice a week on this channel. On a Monday, at the moment, I'm focusing on the alternative therapy that is emotional freedom techniques, or EFT, or you might know it as tapping. But previous to that, and still every once in a while, I do share a guided meditation, because for me both meditation and EFT are really fundamental parts of my self-care routine. And then on a Friday I generally upload a beauty product related video, so I do a lot of kind of testing, not scientific in any way, but I try out different products, predominantly skincare, but I do a lot of hair care now, and I have done body care and kind of teeth whitening and things like that. So if you haven't experienced any of those videos, I'll put a playlist here of my tried and tested beauty products. But basically I indulge my addiction to beauty products every week by doing a beauty product related video, and it gives me great joy, as much as doing sort of more broader self-care videos. And then on from YouTube, I also sell products online. I've just started to sell some items on my website, but the full range you can find still on my Etsy shop, or in my Etsy shop, and you'll find links in the video description to that. But I sell things like pre-written meditation scripts, custom written EFT scripts, personalized skincare recommendations, and so on. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And now I just want to dig into, I've made a little list of really what I consider to be the best of the last 12 months. I have to say, my memory's never been great, and it's got worse as I've got older, and I probably am very much aware of what has happened in the last month or so. So this list will be biased towards the latter end of the year. My apologies for that. But I did try and pick things that I have been kind of using for a major part of the year. Some have, some are, and some aren't. But anyway, I'll get to that. Let me start off with a beauty product related best of for 2023. And today I'm going to have a bit of a selection, so it's not just going to be about amazing beauty products that I found. I have absolutely had amazing fun this year trying out lots and lots of different products, or revisiting products, and as I said, check out those tried and tested videos. But I wanted to talk to you about a hack that I briefly mentioned in one of my videos where I was testing out eyebrow dye, and I think I said something like, I wonder if I could use this for my roots. And actually I have been, and then I think I did confirm that I had in an empties video when that eyebrow dye kit was an empty. But basically this is a hack. If you get roots really quickly, grey roots like I do, this is a fantastic hack, because what I'm trying to avoid is shoving on too much dye over all of my hair, or wasting a packet of home hair dye kit. So what I found is, if I use the eyebrow dye kit, I may mix up the solution, then I just apply it down my parting, which is where they're most visible, and leave it on for a little bit longer than they say on the packet. And obviously, having done a patch test, although I did not, but anyway, it is a really easy way of covering the regrowth of your grey hairs without actually processing, putting more chemical on every, hair that you have on your head. So, and not wasting mixture and stuff. I did it this morning. I didn't mix up enough stuff, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. So I've missed some stuff here. But I think you'll agree that around here, which is where I generally have most of my greys, I seem to have been able to disguise them. And this will now tide me over for another week or two. So it's not as long as normal, but it keeps me going. And for me, it's an amazing, amazing hack. And it's one that I've never heard anyone else talk about. So maybe I've invented something here. Okay, so that was one of my best of 2023. Okay, it's not so profound, but for me it's important because having the regrowth show really brings my day down. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was using a tracker to track my habits on a weekly basis. Now, when you join my mailing list, which you can do if you go to my website, selfcarekaren.com, you can join my mailing list. Originally, my kind of enticing offer was a free meditation script, which was just a really short a meditation script, more than anything, just so that people can understand the style of meditation that I offer before they commit to buying a full, longer meditation. And that is still there. So if you join my mailing list, you will definitely get a free meditation script. It's a short meditation. But sometime last year, maybe towards the end of last year, I decided to add on an additional kind of enticing thing to my offering for joining my mailing list. And that was a weekly habit tracker. So I created this kind of format which you can download once you get a link to download it once you join my mailing list, of a weekly habit tracker. And there are 3 different color combinations. Anyway, I have been using this every week. I've had a couple of weeks where I haven't done it like intentionally, but pretty much most of this year, so 52 weeks this year, I have been using my weekly habit tracker. I've got one here completed, right? This is from way back in January. But basically, the weekly habit tracker that you can download for free if you join my mailing list has got 4 sections on it: morning routine, health and wellness, self-care and well-being, and the evening routine. And then it's got the days of the week. And I found this to be so helpful in terms of really thinking about what healthy habits do I want to put into my routine? When do I want to put them in? And having that kind of visual reminder, because as I said, I'm forgetful, right? So I need stuff to remind me to do things, and then being able to track and tick off. And I love ticking stuff off. I'm one of these people that, yes, if I've done something that wasn't on my list, I might write it and cross it out just to have that kind of pleasure of ticking something off my to-do list. But anyway, I have found this to be fantastic in terms of cultivating more healthy habits into my life, trying out new things, establishing new routines. I haven't done everything all year, and I don't think it was ever my intention to, because I like to try new things. So this really helps me, using this to kind of mix things up. And when I hear about something like, for example, halfway through the year, I heard about something called Laugh Yoga. And so I put it on here to remind me to do it, because otherwise I probably wouldn't remember. So yeah, you don't obviously have to use my habit tracker, but if you want to, then feel free, just join my mailing list. It will be a freebie there with you, and you'll see that it can really help you create routines and rituals for your self-care. Okay, so that was the weekly habit tracker. The next thing is something that only recently I've started doing. My son has started school this year, so back in September, he's 5 years old. He started school here in London, and it's been great for him. I think he definitely was ready for school. He's a sponge. He's taking on all this information. However, the environment is quite different to what he was used to in nursery. Nursery was only a small group of people. Here it's 30 kids in a room. Then he goes to breakfast club, and it's the whole school that go, and after school it could be the whole school, so it's a lot more interaction. And unfortunately, he has had, I don't know if it's bullying completely, but he's been called names. And yeah, so I guess that's bullying. Anyway, I decided, and he started calling himself useless, which basically breaks my heart completely as a mum. I just want to tell him, no, you are so wonderful, you're so useful. But, and I do that, right? But he doesn't necessarily believe me. Anyway, so I'm working on different tactics with him to deal with that, name calling at school. But one of the things that I started doing with him, and he's kind of taken on board, is that I said to him, no, you're not useless, you're brave, you're strong, and you're loved. Repeat after me. And he says, I'm brave, I'm strong, I am loved. And yeah, he's only 5 years old, but I really see, and I should have realized it before, but I really see the power of language with him, the power of him affirming good things about himself. And yeah, I guess here it's like never too young to start. And yeah, I've really realized that positive affirmations are just so powerful. Negative ones are too, and let's just catch ourselves and not do those negative ones. Let's turn them into positive affirmations. And EFT, so emotional freedom techniques or tapping, is really amping up positive affirmations. It is such an amazingly accessible technique, free to use, works on a whole host of topics, and really can be extremely transformative. So whilst I'm not doing tapping with my son, I'm starting off with positive affirmations. If you then extrapolate that, then you would get to the technique of emotional freedom techniques. And I hope, if you haven't done so already, that you give it a go. I'm going to put my playlist here to the EFT videos that I've got, and you can maybe have a go if you haven't done so already. 2 more things that I want to share with you about my year that I think have just been, really important. I mentioned earlier that I've got an Etsy shop. I've been selling on Etsy since 2021, since the beginning of 2021. I have got an established store, and I am forever grateful for all of my Etsy customers, everyone who's ever, favorited an item, bought an item from me. But what I've realised is what I sell is not kind of the typical thing that you find on Etsy, or the typical thing that you go to Etsy for. So recently I took a big leap of faith in my business, and I started selling directly from my website. So at the moment I've only got 3 things on there. It's work in progress, but better started than, procrastinate overdoing it. And hopefully over the next few months I will complement that and have more of my items there, because I think it's easier for people to find me on my own website than to try and find me on the very crowded e-commerce site of Etsy. But basically for me, that is like a big leap of faith. It's like feeling the fear of failure but doing it anyway. So regardless of whether or not it's a success, if I make loads of sales, I think it is really important that I do this, because it kind of it solidifies the fact, or affirms the fact that I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in the services and products that I provide to my target audience, which are busy women that really want to amp up their self-care. Okay, and then my final best of for this year is around something that used to be part of my self-care routine and then kind of fell by the wayside. I had a bit of a hiccup during the middle of the year, and now I've got back to, and that is my yoga practice. So for many years I've practiced yoga, and I love yoga, but sometimes I find it really difficult to fit in to my day. But I decided that when I was struggling to fit it in, to just give myself some grace. I have got a very busy life. I do have I've spoken about my young son, but I have some chronic health conditions which sounds really dramatic when I put it that way, but actually if I do yoga on a regular basis, they really do help me. So I have kind of switched up, with the help of my weekly habit tracker, the way that I'm practicing yoga, and what I'm doing right now is really working for me. So I'm kind of, when I'm able to, I think, okay, what is it that I need to address? And I'll find a yoga practice on YouTube to follow that will help me with that particular ailment or the way I'm feeling. You know, sometimes I do chakra clearing, sometimes I do something for my hips, you know, it depends, right? But I'm really, really happy with re-embracing yoga and making it work for me in my busy day. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things that I really think have been great this year or are becoming great this year. I did want to say a massive thank you for you supporting my channel. It means a lot. This, for me, having this channel is just like, was a long held dream, and to be able to carry that dream on and bring it to fruition and, you know, have so many subscribers and grow my channel is just like a dream come true, literally. So thank you very much for all your support. Every view, every subscription or subscribe, every thumbs up, every comment, that all those engagement points, they just mean so much to me, and I really am extremely grateful. I also want to just wish you really happy holiday season. If you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas, and really just wish you a very happy new year. Thank you so much. Remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.